Welcome, dear friends, to Cardiac Radio at 11 p.m., nourishing our souls with the Spirit of Truth. The Spirit of Truth is this book that was brought into life in 1961 in Brazil. And finally, 60 years later, here at Cardiac Radio, thanks to a beautiful teamwork effort in two realms, we're relaying the information to you. And several spirits through two mediums, Waldo Vieira and Chico Xavier, they came to expand the truth that comes from the spirits, from life, the truth that is more, the more we mature, the more we're going to be able to grasp it. Probably in a few years from now, if we go back to these messages, we're going to see angles we haven't seen before. It's just like when we go to school. We go to school, we learn the basics, first grade, then we expand in second grade, and each year it accumulates, it moves, it goes deeper and deeper, more profound. And this is life. Today, it's so profound that we are going to get together to know of a virtue that is quite almost non existent. I'm not going to say non existent per se, but almost indulgence. Andre Luiz, the spirit doctor, comes to explain to us the importance of it all. And he doesn't come to you and I out of the blue as someone who respected the order of events. And when we read Andre Luiz's books, we're going to see how he learned to respect those who came before him and help. He is inspired in a particular item of the gospel according to Spiritism. Item 16 of chapter 10. Chapter 10 is blessed are the merciful. Are we merciful? Not there yet, right? But are we indulgent? What is indulgent? Is it about chocolate, Vanessa? No, it's not. Oh, wow. I thought we were supposed to be indulgent. No, I'm just kidding. But indulgence is a message that was brought by several spirits in the gospel according to Spiritism. From Joseph, and I'll read several messages. Joseph, Jean, the Bishop of Bordeaux, and Dufert, Bishop of Neuf, St. Louis. Yeah, St. Louis. Several messages by St. Louis. But this particular message by Joseph. Yes, Joseph, Mentor Joseph, 1863, a protector spirit. He comes and says to us, Spiritists, today, we would like to speak to you about indulgence. That sentiment so sweet, so fraternal, that all people should have for their brothers and sisters, which few put to good use. Indulgence does not see the defects of others, or if it does, it avoids talking about them or publicizing them. On the contrary, it hides them so that they do not become known. And if malevolence uncovers them, indulgence always has an excuse to mitigate them. Be indulgent, my friends, because indulgence appeals, calms, and uplifts, where sternness discourages, keeps away, and angers. He says much more than that. We cut it short because Andre Luiz was inspired by that message. And as someone who is participating in the deepening of the Spiritist message, the Spiritist science, through the hands of Waldo Vieira and Chico Xavier, he comes today to say more. But what is indulgence, right? It's a Catholic word, yeah? It's not this day-to-day indulgence we talk about. If we go to the history books, we're going to see that it's a word that comes from Latin, indulgentia, right? From indulgio, which means allow. And the deep meaning of the word indulgence that we want here is a way to reduce the amount of punishment that one has to undergo for their sins. This was the meaning in the Catholic Church. Many spirits who came through the mediums at Kardec's time. Remember, France was a major Catholic country at Kardec's time. And as such, it had a huge influence. Even the spirits who discarnated, they came from it. In Brazil wasn't different. Mostly Catholic country that became Spiritist as well. Chico Xavier was Catholic. Divaldo Franco came from a Catholic family as well. And Professor Euripides Barçanufo and many others. So they came from a Christian Catholic background and then expanded to Spiritism. Now, we borrowed the term indulgence here to mean that we are going to give people a break. Yes, in other words, when people make a mistake. What do you do when people make a mistake? Usually we're not indulgent. You and I are here analyzing together how we are. It's like a school for the soul. Do we give people a break? Are we merciless? Do we understand people's shortcomings? Or are we like, yeah, we need to death penalty for those who make serious mistakes? Are we like that? Do we justify justice when people make mistakes? What about when we make a mistake? Do you understand yourself and are merciful, compassionate to begin anew? Saul of Tarsus, at first, zero indulgence. He had no tolerance, no forgiveness, until the road of Damascus and the light of the Christ, a total shift. People change. Do you believe that people change? Of course they change. We change. The pace of change varies. But who are we to judge? The word indulgere brings that understanding that we're putting some sweetness in something that is not sweet at all. So here comes André Luiz to deepen that understanding. He's going to give us a great rationale for why it is important to practice this virtue that is either unknown or forgotten, for some even despised. Indulgence. André Luiz begins. Let us listen to him. He's smiling at us. To us, he's saying, come along. Let us be virtuous. The light of joy must be the torch that is continuously lit in the atmosphere of our experiences. Diverse circumstances Diverse circumstances, and especially those of indiscipline, can alter the environment of peace around us. And among them stands out the thoughtless word as a forge of incomprehension, creating clashes among people. You and I, how often we had used harsh words many times. Why? Because I didn't know better. Yes, I didn't know better. And I came from several experiences in many lives in which I was granted opportunity to be harsh. Now, in this life, we are taming that pride inside of us that feels entitled to pointing finger and accusing and attacking and assaulting people with our words. Thus, our basic duty to watch ourselves in conversation, expanding the resources of understanding in the ears of others. Now he gives us a notion we didn't know. Our basic duty to watch ourselves when we talk. So we express understanding. When you talk to people, do you feel like understanding? So now he calls us to a basic practice. Let us be indulgent. Yes, come, Virginia. Andre Luiz, the spirit doctor, is teaching us about being understanding towards people, indulgence, being like if people make a mistake. What is that?
Are we using the roses now?
Not now, not yet. We're still here. All right. And he's saying when we talk to people, let us be understanding, let us be indulgent. If we make mistakes, let us ask for forgiveness. If others were wrong, let us forgive them. The evil that we wish for someone today will raise evil for us tomorrow. How often, my friends, we're like this? We sometimes we see people making a mistake and we say, oh, tomorrow they are going to see it. And we forget. We forget
that we'll get it.
That tomorrow we may be the ones who make a mistake. And what do we want when we make a mistake, Virginia?
We want understanding.
And forgiveness, right? Forgiveness. When you make a mistake, you want mommy to understand, right?
That happens a lot.
Right? Resentment, he says. Now let's see what else he says. Resentment is not justified. Oh, I feel hurt. You hurt me. That person hurt me. No, forgiveness erases the problems, decreases complications, and wastes no time. This is how spontaneity in the good establishes real charity. Now he's going to say, when we practice this, we're going to spontaneously feel like we're charitable because indulgence is part of being charitable. Some people say, oh, what can I do during coronavirus? Be indulgent.
Indulgent.
Yeah, like when you talk to people over the phone, to a friend, indulgent is when you understand people's mistake and you don't accuse them. Like, for example, let's say somebody threw a stone and broke our window. And we're like, oh my gosh, we're enraged and we're going to call the police.
Yeah.
Right? But being indulgent is like, oh my gosh, maybe they didn't want to throw it. It just happened. It was a mistake. Like yesterday, you were trying to help with the dishes and then
I was about to put it to dry and it broke.
It broke. The very plate broke.
It was so fragile.
Yes. So you expect that the mommy would understand, the daddy would understand that, right? That's indulgence. Those who do not recognize Their own imperfections demonstrate incoherence. People who are like, I don't make mistakes. I never make mistakes. Oh my gosh, is that person God? Because only God doesn't make mistakes, right?
Oh, yeah.
We
No
all
one's
do.
God, actually.
Yes. Those who forgive are unaware of remorse. So, like, oh, you hurt my feelings. No, for those who forgive, there is no taking offense.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's a practice,
Mm.
right? Hatred is invisible fire in the consciousness.
Oh, about the imperfections thing.
Mhm.
Don't forget, guys, that your imperfections make you special.
Like what? Can you explain what that means?
That means
What does that mean?
that means that it's okay to make mistakes.
Yeah, because from that we know what not to do it again,
Yeah.
right? What not to do again. Great reminder. Thank you. Now, hatred. There are many people who cultivate hatred
Mhm.
because people sometimes do crazy stuff. And then what do? We're going to make that a hard time for us? No. The error, therefore, error does not ask for aversion, but for understanding. So instead of looking at somebody who made a mistake, oh my gosh, I'm shocked. Oh my gosh, I'm shocked. I'm shocked.
Oh, like this. Oh my gosh, I can't believe you just did that to me.
Yeah. Instead, we're going to think, why did that person do this?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they have a bellyache.
Or maybe they're not happy.
They're not happy. Somebody didn't treat them right, and now
They're unhappy.
Yeah. Our mistake requires the kindness of others.
Which is understanding.
Yeah. Someone else's mistake requests our clemency, which is mercy. Are you merciful, Virginia? You think you are?
Mhm.
Yeah. When somebody, like, when mom or dad make a mistake, do you, at the end of the day, you practice understanding?
Yeah.
Maybe they're tired, right?
Obviously. Mom's tired all the time.
All the time, mom is tired.
Yeah,
Oh, because of Loopy the dog, right?
Because we
Yes.
have a dog, and she kind of goes
It's a lot of work.
mischief.
Yeah.
She got us off today.
A lot of cleaning.
And requires a lot of training.
A lot of training.
And she got a sock.
Yes. All right. Thank you for explaining, Virginia. So people see how our life is as real as anybody else.
Mhm.
Right? Those who forgive are unaware of remorse. He repeats. Okay, so here we are. We are here. Humanity dismisses anyone who censors it, but needs whomever esteems it. In the face of error, justifications and reasons are multiplied in vain. First of all, it's necessary to redo because the return to the task is inevitable. We can't escape its duty. The more we know ourselves, the broader the imperative to forgive. Let's listen to this. Some people are merciless because they don't know themselves.
They don't know themselves because they
think they're flawless.
Yeah, they think they're flawless. And no one's flawless.
We all make mistakes. Let us learn from the gospel, which is the inexhaustible source of the truth.
Gospel.
The gospel.
The gospel according to Spiritism.
Yes, thank you. Now, you, a simple of the great offspring of God, lack the protection of everyone, and everyone asks for support. Therefore, know to reflect the world around, remembering that the mirror, inert and cold, portrays all the worthy and unworthy aspects that surrounds you. The painter, conscious, seeking to create superior activity, only externalizes impurity of the canvas, the noble and constructive angles of life. What does he mean by that, right? He brings an analogy. We need to learn to reflect the world around, reminding ourselves of the analogy of the mirror, that though inert, it reflects the several angles of life around, meaning it's not by chance that we are together. It's not by chance that we are with these people in our life and not others. In our case, unlike the mirror, we're not inert, we're not cold. We're still reflecting in others parts of us in the past because we're magnets. We are attracting what we have emitted. Law of the mental field. So Andre Luiz today is expanding the need for the practice of indulgence, of understanding people's mistakes, and especially in our conversations. You may be asking, what is the exercise for us today? It's a very special, right, Virginia?
The best part.
Yes,
Here,
because,
let me hold it for you.
okay, I'm going to
There.
take the background off. One
Yeah,
second.
let's take the background off.
I'm
So
gonna
you
take
guys can
that.
see it better.
Okay, yeah, you can see.
Press 9.
Yeah, because that's what we've prepared for you guys. Okay, hold on.
I'll hold it for you.
Hold
A
on.
little bit.
Okay, here.
Yeah. See the roses? We're going to do an exercise.
Yeah,
Pretty beautiful, huh?
pretty beautiful roses. The exercise with the roses for indulgence. Tomorrow or in the next 24 hours, starting now, when we talk to people, we're going to visualize roses of indulgence coming out of our mouth.
Or hearts.
Or hearts.
And hearts.
Right? So we're going to visualize. Let me take one. Excuse me,
Careful.
flower, because there are thorns here.
Be careful. Be careful.
Yeah. We're going to visualize as if we're speaking roses of indulgence.
Hey, let me try.
Right?
Pretend I'm talking with indulgence.
Yay. Let's say somebody comes to us and say, oh, you know, Virginia, did you know that that person just threw their homework
On the floor.
on the floor? And then you're going to speak with indulgence. What is it you're going to say?
Maybe they're not happy about it.
Good. Let's pray for that person, right?
Yeah.
So there you go. So let us practice the roses of indulgence when we speak in the next 24 hours. Is that a happy exercise?
Happy.
We love
Not
it.
sad. Don't forget.
Yeah.
Don't do sad indulgence.
Don't do sad indulgence.
Only do rose indulgence.
Yes, you're right, because Andre Luiz says at the beginning of the message, you're so right. He says, the light of joy must be the torch of our experiences. You're right. We're indulgent when we're happy, so let us practice and raise our vibrations and help one another. All right, friends? Roses of indulgence for you, for me, for all of us. Right?
Let's put it in the middle.
Let's put it in the middle.
Yeah, put it
For
here.
all of us.
Now I'm going to stay here.
All right. Thank you, friends.
Hmm.
We hope we're all going to feel so much better in 24 hours because we've spread the perfume
Of indulgence.
Yay! Thank you, friends. What are you going to say? Stay tuned at Cardiac Radio because here we
Always nourishing ourselves.
Bye.
Bye.